Hello, good evening. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for coming to my book launch this evening. I'm really, really honoured to see so many people here. I have got something I want to say, but before that, I came across this poem this afternoon, which I thought was just a really fantastic encapsulation of hypermobility. And it's called Accidents. I Meant to Do That, Honest, by Carlos Beer. I didn't walk into the door. I meant to do that. I was testing to see how hard it is. I have to conclude it's rather solid. I didn't fall out of the car. I meant to do that. I was testing to see how far from the ground I am. I can conclude that it's very close. I didn't face the carpet. I meant to do that. I was communicating with the carpet fibers. I can report they are most content. I didn't trip over thin air. I meant to do that. I was testing to see how thick it is. I have to conclude it's very thick. I didn't fall into the patch of thistles. I meant to do that. I was seeing how spiky they are. I conclude I'm still removing them. I didn't fall down the stairs. I meant to do that. I was seeing if I could fly. I can report I'm not yet evolved enough. A tale of woe, I hear you say. Not so. 'Tis a tale of misadventure. You see, I meant to do that. Last week, someone in here asked me what happened to the book launch, and I said, I don't actually know. And then I thought, so I better find out. And a Google search confirmed my thoughts that it's a really good opportunity to thank a lot of people for their time and support. So you may want to sit down. I would like to thank Marilla and Natalie and Trinity Larvin for allowing me to use the studio in this amazing space, because this inspirational building and an injury are the starting point of my story. Following a 9-year injury break, I restarted ballet classes, and then, in February 2008, I partially tore my right calf muscle, and in the same week, applied to do the MSc in dance science, because I wanted to understand why I was always getting injured. This fascinating course, this fascinating course includes components relating to physiology, biomechanics, and psychology, including looking at hypermobility, which, for the as yet uninitiated, is about having a larger than normal range of joint movement. For example, my elbow, which is inside out. Hypermobility has a high prevalence within the dance sector, especially in classical ballet, with an approximate 70% prevalence. Hypermobility can be deemed highly advantageous for dancers because of the beauty of lines and extensions, owing to the increased range of movement. I have even been assured by dancer Mari Frogner that hypermobile elbows are very useful for finding awkward things at the back of the sofa. Some dancers and people can be hypermobile and not experience any pain or problems. But another group will have a range of problems including increased injury, pain, fatigue, and a myriad of other bodily symptoms. And this is known as symptomatic or hypermobility syndrome, or HMS. Prior to starting my MSc at Melbourne, I started to have physiotherapy sessions with the wonderful Catherine Watkins, who is still putting up with me over 3.5 years later. She suspected I might have HMS, which was formally diagnosed by the very lovely Professor Howard Bird, who very kindly saw me in his clinic in Leeds following a fascinating day with him at Melbourne. I would like to thank Howard for his support throughout my writing research. When I completed the MSc, I wanted to do more research on HMS, and it soon became clear that there were no patient-themed books on HMS like there are on books, say, for example, on chronic fatigue syndrome. I already knew about Jessica Kingsley Publishers. I knew they published children-like books, so I was extremely fortunate, and JKP took them on my content page alone. I'd like to thank them for this, and for turning my work into a really wonderful book. For those of you who know me well, I seem incapable of writing emails that are less than about 4 paragraphs. In fact, one day, my line manager was really relieved I was suffering from fatigue, because she received a one-liner from me. And she said, let's have more days like this, please. Anyway, joking apart, I do love writing, so the book was a wonderful way for me to write a lot more, and to seek an understanding and unravel what had gone with me for years. I'm immensely grateful to all the patients I managed to interview, and for the support shown for the book from the Hypermobility Syndrome Forum. I would particularly like to thank my friends and family, especially Grace Cobby, Nicola Hawke and Martha Wickens. I would also like to thank Dr. Emma Redding for reviewing my dance chapter, and for Ben for the photographs. Thank you very much, Ben. I would also like to thank my Pilates teachers, especially Jessica, Sally and Monica, who have been very supportive to me, and Jessica at the time of the interview. I would particularly like to thank Teresa Kelsey, TK, for being unconditionally supportive to me during the MSc course, for the book and for time of the interview, and all the lifts home. I would also like to thank her for her excellent safe dance practice knowledge, and for managing me in a class when I've often been working around injuries. I would finally like to thank Catherine Watkins, to whom the book is dedicated, for being the first medical professional in an extremely long line who did not give up on me, and has continued to work with me and support me, and has changed me into an unstable wreck, into a more controlled being in all senses of the word. Thank you very much. So please keep drinking and eating lots, and obviously tell all your friends and to buy the book. Thank you. Thank you very much.